Is doing well today. Let's jump into the live here. I'm glad to be back for another week. I don't know. I'm almost probably coming up on 2 months now that I've been able to jump on single Sunday and go live. So I feel really good about that. I feel good about where I am as far as spreading the gospel related to gardening. I'm enjoying this quite a bit. Alocasia, beautiful plant. But this one needs a little bit of cleanup. So let's get it cleaned up and get it repotted. And we'll kind of cover some of the gardening tips and other aspects of gardening as we go along. Alocasia is very temperamental, commonly called elephant ear. This one is a bit neglected, and I'll admit that. Like this leaf, look at that. And this does happen. This is natural. Leaves die. It's also the winter time, and so the days are not as long, and alocasia can tend to go dormant in the winter or fall, autumn season, but definitely in the winter when you have these really short days. The days have already started to get longer, but during those really short days, the plant can kind of go a bit dormant. But that is an older leaf. At the same time, I had a problem with this particular alocasia with the mealybugs, and I've talked a lot about my battle with mealybugs. And what I want to do is I want to repot this plant, but before I repot it, I want to clean it up a little bit. There is a bit of white around the base, and I take that to represent the presence of mealybugs. Now, I've been working on this plant for a while, just kind of cleaning it up, making sure that I get all those white spots off of it, get all that potential mealybug areas where they're on the plant, go over those with these alcohol pads. That's what I have here. This is an alcohol pad, and just going over the plant really well to make sure I get under those leaves. Those mealybugs like to tuck at the base of the leaf, kind of in here and on the top. But you can see the top of these leaves, they look really good. Look at that green, that dark green. This alocasia is looking really good here. And this is a new bulb that popped up. There's a new leaf right here, and it's coming off to the side. You see, this is the main stem here, and this is coming off to the side. And I'm wondering if this may be a secondary bulb, another little bulblet that the plant isn't starting to throw off. If that's the case, great. I'll find out in a few minutes because we're going to repot this one. I will definitely find out. Okay, so hey, if you're in the live, glad to have you here. Chime in and comment, and let me know where you are in the world. I'm in the UK. It is about 7:53 p.m. So I'm ending up my Sunday, but depending on where you are in the world, you could just be getting started with your day. We're going to repot this alocasia, cleaning it up, taking off some of these dead stems, and looking for any place where mealybugs may be hiding. I want to wipe those down with this nice alcohol pad, get that cleaned up. I also have spray bottle, which is just a random spray bottle, but inside of it is a nice strong isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to spray that down. I'm going to do this again right after we get it repotted, but I want to spray it before as well. And that isopropyl alcohol, I've had a lot of success with using isopropyl alcohol to get to the mealybugs. Now, a lot of other things don't tend to work on them, them being the mealybugs. They don't seem to care about a lot of insecticides, but that isopropyl alcohol takes them right out. You can see this in there, that little white spot right there. That's a mealybug, at least the mealybug eggs. It's fine. This is going to go in the garbage now, and that's off the plant. And that could be why this leaf also died, because it's been, oh, the screen is blurry. Uh-oh. It's really hard for me to tell. That's the thing about going live. It's very clear for me, but if it's blurry for you guys, I'm not sure what. Let's see, I have plenty of signal here. All right, so a really blurry live. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know exactly what I could do to try to improve. Let me see here if I can switch to Wi-Fi, if that'll help at all. Okay, so I just switched to Wi-Fi. Let me know if this clears up at all, if it gets any clearer. Again, it's really hard. That's always been the problem that I have with going live, is the fact that I can't tell if it's clear or not until I go back and look at the video later on. Better now? Okay. Can you see this plant looking good and clear? I'm on the Wi-Fi now, and I hope that you're getting better reception. Hope that's cleared up. But yeah, Alocasia, gonna repot it. Still blurry. I don't know what's going on with that today. I hate that. Pixelated. So, you think it'd be good if I stop the live and maybe restart it? Do y'all think that may help? Anyone has any experience? I could always stop the live and maybe come back. I may just have like a bad connection. Hi, Tanya. Oh, Martin. Oh, I wish I spoke Spanish. I speak a little bit of French. But, ¿qué pasa? I believe that's a question. You're asking me a question. I don't know what the question is, though. Tell me, guys, am I still pixelated? Game Boy computer screen. Am I still looking funky out there? Because if I'm still pixelated, I may just cut the live, start over. But if it's cleared up at all, let me know. I hope it's cleared up, because cleared up is where we want to be. This is a bit overgrown. Look at those roots. If you can see those roots at all, you can see the roots kind of wrapping around, starting to run up here. It's starting to circle around the bottom of the pot. So it's definitely time to repot this. I'm also switching the soil. I'm going to switch this over to some Alocasia pond. I'm just going to take all this soil off and see if I do have a second bowl or if it's still the same one. Gerald, what's up, bro? How's it going? Tanya, hey. Just doing a bit of plant maintenance, cleaning this plant up. This is a small bulb, but I don't know if it's grown enough for me to try to separate it right now, or do I want to leave it together? I may want to leave this connected and let this little offshoot get a little larger. And once it gets a little larger, I can repot it again and fully separate it. Earthy smell, not quite as clean as I like. The reason I'm repotting this anyways is because I'll tell the truth, this plant has been a little neglected by me. I've been watering it infrequently. It's been kind of in a corner, tucked down low. And I recognize I really need to get this into a semi-hydroponic pot. Denise, hi from England. I am also in England. We're both in the nighttime. We're into Sunday night. Yeah, it is an offshoot, but I'm not going to take it apart right now because it's so small and I don't necessarily see any roots growing off of it. And if I take it off now, it may die. I'm going to let it get a little larger before I take it off. But this is what the plant looks like with all of that soil off. We're switching out of this soil and we're going to switch over to some pond. It's going to go into this pot. Now I want to show you another one that I have that I've already repotted quite a while ago. And look at that one. This is what it looks like when you take care of them properly. This one was repotted. It's in pond. Same type of pot I'm going to put this one in. But it's looking really good. No sign of any mealy bugs on this one. It seems to be doing really well. You're in the Northeast. I'm in the Midlands. That's how I'll say it. I don't know if that's exactly the proper pronunciation, the British pronunciation. I've been told I say it kind of funny. I'm doing well. It's a good Sunday. You know, a lot of people are not doing well. There's a lot going on. And when there's a lot in the world, I actually like to retreat into gardening because I find gardening to be, it's soothing, right? This is a relaxing hobby. And it's a good way to kind of separate and get away from all of the rest of everything else that's going on in the world, right? There's a lot going on, especially if you like watch the news. There's a lot of things happening, and sometimes it's good, and I'm gonna say this, sometimes it's good to disconnect a little bit, and I'm saying that while I'm on a live. I'm talking about disconnecting while on lives. I get that, I understand that it sounds a little hypocritical, but turn off the news sometimes and just disconnect from that and put yourself into a space that makes you comfortable. Focus on some things that you enjoy, and you just have to protect your own mental health, because the sensationalized nature of a lot of things that's going on while it's not good for you, it's not good for your mental health. You have 2 small plants in the kitchen. What do you have? There we go. And that is repotted. I'm going to water that. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to water that and set it behind me in the windowsill here. You'll see how this alocasia do. Alocasias well, they definitely can't take any type of frost or cold. So this is going to remain indoors. You can't set them out in the middle of summer. They can like those summer temperatures. You just make sure you harden it off before you set it out, and then bring it back in slowly. But yeah, harden it off before you set that outside. This should improve tremendously now that I have it in a better pot. This self-watering pot will make sure that alocasia gets water the way it likes. Alocasias in particular don't like inconsistent watering. And a lot of times I end up in situations where I inconsistently water. That's why I like the semi-hydroponic pots. I'm gonna spray this again. I have no idea. Tanya's in the USA, that's great. Complete comedy from India, that's cool. Oh, I would love to go to India. I've never been there. I've been to a lot of places, right? Southeast Asia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and that's like the most I've done on that side of the world. But I've never been to India. India seems like a really great subcontinent if you could ever visit. I have friends who visited there, but I've never been. Plants have grown, so you have to put them in bigger pots. Well, that's good. You're gonna steal the plants? Well, okay, they're just green things. I don't know what you do with them. Is the Indian Prime Minister still, is it Modi? I may be saying that wrong. I hope I'm not. Well, it's good to get them for a good cheap price, and then they've grown. That's really the way you want it to go with your plants. Here's one that I repotted, philodendron. Look at the growth on this one. I repotted this about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, and it has done really, really well. It was not this large. Now, what I'm gonna have to do, more than likely, break off some of these old roots, is I'm growing old leaves, it needs to be watered for one. But you see it's kind of going up, it's growing up. Here's the next leaf stalk is here. I may have to get this one because I want it to continue to grow for long. It may not stay in this pot for long because it's so large. But let me get it turned around. Kind of take it around to like the backside. Here's the next leaf stalk. And I just love this plant. I love that this burgundy color is really, really attractive. This is the next leaf stalk and it's growing up. And so I'm gonna probably get a moss pole and just sit it right there and put it on a moss pole just so it can continue to grow up. I don't want it to kind of go left or right. I just want it to keep growing straight up. But yeah, I'm in love with this philodendron. I call it my mystery philodendron. I bought this at B&Q, which if you're in the US, it's like Home Depot. They both have the same orange coloration. But I bought it and it just said philodendron. So I don't know what exact species, exact cultivar this is. But boy, it's so pretty. Look at those colors on this plant. I'm very proud of how well this plant is doing. It's doing really great. Need to water it because you can see my little meter isn't showing anything in there. So it's a little low on water. So I need to water this one. Gonna get it back in the windowsill, and maybe in the next live or two, I may repot this one again just because it's growing so well. But see, this is what I call the backside of the plant. You see all the leaves are facing that way. Not necessarily that's out, but all the leaves are facing that way. And you have some aerial roots coming off back here. That'd be a perfect place to stick your moss pole and let it grow up this way. A little bit of isopropyl alcohol just to make sure I don't have any mealybug problems on this one, but just to make sure that I don't get any bugs on it. Just spritz it down, aiming at those where the leaves connect, because that's where those mealybugs like to get down off in there. So just kind of spritz that down real good. Plant is doing exceptionally well. I have a shine. This is just a houseplant shine. It's a mister, also makes the leaves shine, get a little glisten on them. Just a little bit of that. But I'm really happy with this plant. I mean, it has doubled in size in just the last 2 months since I planted it. I mean, it's just doing really well. Uh-oh, hope you're not sick. Put a little shine on these leaves as well. This is the Alocasia. Shine these leaves up. Nice little shine on those leaves. I went to the garden center today, and this so far has just been all focused on my indoor plants, but I do a lot of outdoor gardening as well. There's a plant I've been wanting to show, and I haven't shown it on a live yet. I'm gonna take this and we're gonna just turn this around so we can see it. Let's get this around here. And here we go. This is a banana tree. I brought this in. I bought it last year. I think I bought it I was at Peterbilt's Garden Center, and I bought this banana tree, and I knew that it wouldn't have enough time through the rest of the summer to get large enough to produce bananas, but this banana tree is actually supposed to be able to produce a banana. But look at this leaf. I mean, this is a beautiful, but look at that leaf. That is so impressive. And all of this very top growth has happened here in the winter. I have a light that I just have shining basically just straight down on the banana tree, and just to keep enough light on it, because banana trees are light hunger, like they need a lot of light. So a lot of light, a lot of water. I haven't really fertilized it because I don't want it to take off and grow too much while I still have it indoors. It's in a pot. It is not in pond. It is just in soil. As soon as the temperatures warm up enough, once we get past the frost, get some nice hot days here in the UK and England, this guy is going to go back outside. And I'm hoping that by the end of this growing season, that it will add another, meter or so. And if I'm lucky, I may finally have a banana tree that'd be large enough to start producing bananas. It may get a bit taller, and if it does, that's fine. But I've been really excited to have my banana tree, and it's doing really well. This is the newest leaf, and it is just such a massive, blousy leaf. Next to it, these are some canna. I guess you could call this my tropical corner, because these are canna, and these are getting pretty tall. I bought these also at Peterbilt's, and I bought them because I love their variegation on the leaves. If you can see that leaf, if you can make that leaf out, let me get a little closer here. If you can make this leaf out, it has just a striped variegation, just kind of green and white leaves. I'm not sure what color flowers this is going to have on it. It did not bloom this year, but I brought this is my tropical corner. I have the banana right here, the canna right here. Both of these are tropical plants, can take a whole lot of cold. Brought them in right before the frost, and they're doing really good. You can see this is putting on a new leaf right here, and they were not this tall when I purchased them. But again, once it warms up, get nice and hot and sunny, these will both go back outside. This light, very powerful light, because here in the wintertime, if I did not have this strong light on this banana or these cannas, there's no way they would survive indoors here. They just would not get enough light for that. Okay. All right. So, went to a garden center today and picked up this beautiful dahlia. Look at that. And the reason I got it was, well, the coloration is good. You can see there's a contrast. The leaves are a burgundy, and I guess you can see I have I love those burgundy color leaves, just something that looks really different. The petals, kind of a single petal, and it looks okay, but look at the name. If you can make the name out, Star Wars. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Bronze foliage, ideal for pots. And it's a little too soon to put this dahlia in a pot. It's gonna stay in this bag because it's February. And if I wanted to pot it up, I could pot it up indoors. I may do that. This would go into soil, right? I'm putting this in soil. I'm not gonna put this into any type of pond or anything. This would go in soil because this is gonna grow outdoors. I'm gonna probably keep it in a pot though and not put it into one of my flower beds. I'm gonna be moving here sometime this year, and I wanna take the majority of my plants with me when I move. And so this is gonna go into a pot. But I bought this one, sticking with the burgundy leaved theme. I didn't even realize it when I was buying it. Also bought this dahlia. Look at that burgundy color bloom. That is impressive. And then the leaves are also, and this says selected for unusual shaped petals. It's called Black Touch. I just thought like this dahlia, and I'm going to put it right next to this one. So these two will probably go in a pot together, to be honest with you. I'm like this one, because let's see, it's how many in here? There's one in here and there's two in here. That'll give me 3 dahlia. I got a nice sized pot. I'll put these 3 in a pot together, throw some mulch on that, and then they will bloom. Probably not at the same time, but both of them, a lot of burgundy foliage. I think that would be a really beautiful pot. What I would like to do though, since I'm gonna have all this burgundy, is find another plant, maybe an annual that has a chartreuse color, like a really limey green. So if you put this dark color burgundy dahlia with another plant that has a really limey green chartreuse, then that pot will have a lot of visual interest. So that's something that I'm going to be on the hunt for over the next month or two, is a plant that I think will go well with this. What would likely go well off the top of my head would be a vining potato, sweet potato. Have you ever seen a vining sweet potato plant? They don't really make sweet potatoes or yams, right? What they are for is for foliage, and I could get some really nice foliage. So you'd have a chartreuse green foliage matched up with these burgundy colors. That pot will shine. That'll look really good. So that's most of what I wanted to do. I'm still not sure how clear this live is. I appreciate everyone who's in the live and people who commented and jumping in. Oh, Tanya, yeah. This is going to be a short one tonight because I have my plants I wanted to cover. I repotted this. I've done so many of these now that I think I've gotten pretty quick at it, because this went a lot faster than I thought it was going to go. I don't need to repot this other little Alocasia, but I love that color. I love plants that have this velvety coloration. That just looks so good to me. I want to spritz this with a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol just to make sure I don't have any mealybug problems. Just to make sure. Plant looks great, looks very healthy. I'm really happy with it. All right, this one's gonna be a little short, guys, 20 minutes. Next week, I'm gonna try to stay on a little longer. Looks like a money tree, just Googled it. They're both growing. I wish you could send me a picture of it somehow. I don't think we can do that. But yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad your plant is doing good and is growing well. I think that I have some windowsill plants as well in the kitchen, and having plants around to have something to take care of, they're a lot easier to take care of than a dog or a cat. I can tell you that. So I enjoy it. I love having my plants. But this is gonna be a short live, guys. My battery is also running down on my phone, so we'll take that. And then I'll try to figure out next week to make sure it's not all pixelated and blurry. Appreciate everyone who's watched. Hey, if you get a chance, subscribe to the channel. That helps me grow the channel as well. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.